Do you think you're a better mom on mushrooms?
I think I'm a more empathetic mom, and I actually started listening and looking at my kid from the heart.
That's our Eva Pilgrim reporting on the growing popularity of magic mushrooms across the U.S. And in today's Spotlight, we're looking at how and why people are getting into the psychedelic, including a new study from the National Institute on Drug Abuse that says law enforcement seizures of magic mushrooms has increased dramatically in recent years. Let's bring back our panel, Barbara Heidi, and joining us for this panel is ABC News contributor and op-ed columnist for the Los Angeles Times, LZ Granderson, and ABC News medical contributor, Dr. Darian Sutton. Dr. Sutton, got to start with you on this one. Tell us exactly what is psilocybin and how does it work?
So psilocybin is the active ingredient inside these mushrooms, which gives them the name magic mushrooms or shrooms. So we know historically and from data that it activates serotonin receptors in the brain that can be associated with mood and cognition, which is probably a part of the reason why there has been found to be some benefit in certain studies, although not robust in terms of treatment for things like PTSD, depression, and anxiety. This is a chemical that has a long history, more than 8,000 years, and now we're starting to see a rise in its use.
So this microdosing has become popular with shrooms. Are there any safety concerns associated with this as this gains popularity?
There are. You know, as an emergency physician, I have to say that there are some concerns that can become an immediate emergency. For one, these types of chemicals can destabilize someone. They can lead to an increased risk of a psychotic episode. They can even increase one's risk of ideas of self-harm or suicidal ideation. And so for that reason, and also not knowing its potency and possible drug interactions, you have to be really cautious with these types of substances.
Dr. Darian Sutton, our medical correspondent, always laying this out very clearly for us. Barbara, this landscape is clearly evolving when it comes to recreational drug use. The study we mentioned shows that researchers found that seizures of these magic mushrooms has been going up, especially in the Midwest. What do you make of this?
Well, I'm certainly very concerned and certainly skeptical about, whether this should be accepted or anything. I understand some people, if this helps with depression or PTSD, others that haven't been responsive to things, that this might be helpful, but obviously it has to be very controlled and researched a lot more and looked at, but not in a recreational way.
We have seen states like Colorado and Oregon legalize therapeutic psilocybin use. At the top of the segment, you heard that mom telling Eva Pilgrim how magic mushrooms really did change her life. LZ, do you see this becoming the norm in more states? Do you see more states passing laws like those?
Well, certainly if they follow the pattern that happened with recreational medical marijuana, it certainly seems that way. But I think what really needs to happen before that is that we adjust the way we talk about recreational drugs in general. Because the tone really was set by President Nixon's war on drugs, which wasn't based on science or research, but rather prejudice. And so, I think we need to rejigger how we think about this. We certainly know during the Prohibition era that Americans are going to do what Americans want to do when it comes to drugs. So maybe this time around we could be more thoughtful about it and have policies based on science and not prejudice and emotional responses.
Heidi, would love to get your response to that. And is there this attitude shift toward psychedelics and, that we kind of saw with the same with recreational marijuana use? Is this an issue for voters as they consider, what their votes are going to be at the ballot box?
I used to do drug enforcement in North Dakota, and I've watched as there's the growth of all of these products that are asking people to use something that is not normally occurring in their body to change their state of mind. We have a drug problem in this country. And so to say, okay, nothing to see here, we're just going to let this catch fire the way we did recreational marijuana use, I think that is a trend that we should not, it's a treadmill we should not get on. And one of the reasons why this is so dangerous is because over the years, we have not researched these products because they haven't had medicinal uses otherwise. And so we've got the use ahead of the science here.
Always important to know the risks, even if there are those benefits. Guys, Barbara, Heidi, LZ, and Dr. Sutton, thank you all so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.